Everybody, welcome to this edition of our Town Hall video series. I'm Kasey D'Amato, President of Certified PA Consulting. We are a team of PAs. We've been helping other PAs since 2009 because of our vast business experience. So we have managed multi-million-dollar medical practices on the administrative side. We have owned businesses. We have sold businesses of our own, non-clinical. We own multiple businesses. We help PAs navigate negotiations, understanding the business perspective and how to really effectively negotiate from almost like a business owner's mindset. We help PAs understand contract terms. We help people start businesses, side hustles, you name it, make career changes. We help with all the things in the professional development that are not taught in PA school. And we also help NPs as well. So today, I'm talking about 3 ways to build your confidence before a negotiation. So the way I think about this is that number 1, you have to take the emotion out of your negotiation. A negotiation conversation is a business transactional conversation. It is not the time to talk about what's fair or how you feel. Those are other conversations that you have at other times when you're talking about things that you want to solve related to your role within the practice and things like that. Your negotiation is a business transaction. So number 1, the way to build confidence is to have no emotion about it. Do not be coming in angry. Do not be coming into the meeting feeling like defeated or feeling that you are being taken advantage of. All these things, work through this ahead of time. If you don't know how to contact us, we'll help you, because sometimes the negotiation is not the answer. If you're really unhappy there, if your emotional state is not happy, then even a positive outcome financially is not going to change that. And remember, you cannot change other people's personalities or really how they operate their business. There's small little things that can be modified, with scheduling, or you can make some templates for EMRs. There's some small things, but remember, you can't change people's personalities, and fundamentally probably not going to change the entire dynamic of how the facility operates unless you're going to get into being involved in administration and management the way that myself and my partner were back in the day. So number 1, make sure that your emotions have already been worked out. You've already dealt with the emotional state, and you're coming into this conversation knowing that you want to work there 100%. You want to stay there long term, and you're looking to make a win-win presentation. So that's number 1. Make sure you have evaluated your emotions and how you're feeling about the situation, and you've already dealt with that before the conversation. That's number 1. Number 2, make sure that you're really confident that you are presenting a win-win, because the way to feel confident about a negotiation is know that you're going to make a presentation that's so good for the other person that of course they're going to say yes. So make sure you're talking about the future. You're talking about what you're going to do to help them grow, what you understand their vision for the practice of their facility, and you're really a team player and want to be part of that. So make sure that you're speaking to the things that they want to hear, because when you're confident about that, when you're like, oh, I know exactly what they want, and I know I can deliver that, and I want to do it for a long time because I really like working here. If that is the message you're getting across, then you can feel really confident going into your negotiation that most likely they're going to want you to stay, and they're going to want to agree to the things, as long as they're reasonable, that you're asking for in your negotiation. So number 1, you want to make sure that the emotions have already been dealt with. Number 2, you want to be thinking about how to present that win-win. And this brings us to number 3, which is know your deal breakers. So this means if there's a couple things that really just, you gotta have them, like you really can't, like you would consider leaving if you didn't have them, know what those are. And really realistically, that you got to choose like the top 1 or 2. You can't have a laundry list of 50 deal breakers or even 10. That's really too many at this point in the game. So think about your top 1 or 2. So if you're down to the final negotiations and you're almost there, then what you can do is say things like, you know what, everything in the deal terms look great. There's just this one thing, I've got to wrap up my days at 3:00 for my kids' school programs, and I'm wondering if I could start earlier, work through lunch. Like if we could just get a little creative on this schedule, then everything else looks great. And you say this kind of thing if you know that you really can't work past 3:00, like there's really no way you can. Or if you, there's something about the salary, right? If everything else looks great, but there's something about the salary that you just want to adjust a little bit, then you say, you know what, everything looks fantastic. I'm so excited to work here. If there's one way that we could adjust so there's a little bit more opportunity to grow, even if I had to reduce the base salary a little bit so I could improve the bonus structure, if you already ran the math in your head and that's going to be more lucrative for you, then you can make that offer. So number one, make sure your emotions have already been dealt with. Do not go into a negotiation if you are upset, angry, sad, frustrated, feel like you're the underdog, feel disrespected. All of those things are not appropriate during a negotiation, and they are recipes for the negotiation to turn south. So number one, emotions have to be dealt with in a different meeting at a different time when you work through those things with the office manager, or you work through those things with a coach or with a therapist, or however you need to deal with them, because remember, you can't change other people, you can only change yourself. So you've got to deal with that first. Number two, make sure that you have a solid win-win and you are presenting what's good for them first, because then you can be 100% confident going into this, like, this is a no-brainer. They are definitely going to want this. I know exactly what they're going to want, and then I can make my ask. And number three, know your deal breakers, so that when you're getting to that finish line and you've negotiated most of the way and there's just that one thing that you're like, oh, maybe it's the non-compete that you just want a little bit, maybe the money's great, the schedule's great, you're like, everything is perfect about this, I'm so excited to join. I would just feel a lot better if that non-compete was 15 miles instead of 20, or if it was 1 year instead of 2 years. If we could just make that one adjustment, like, I'm ready to sign, let's go, I'm excited. So those are the three things that if you can really lock that in your mind, you will be so much more confident at your next negotiations. Of course, we're here for you. We have group programs available. We're actually going to be offering our signature program, negotiation program, for free to our members. So if you're not a member, make sure you contact us, join up, so that you can get access to our signature course, which teaches you how to negotiate, also gives you discounts on one-on-one coaching, also gives you access to free Q&A sessions with my team. So make sure that you are taking advantage of the resources. Of course, we have tons of free videos. Check them all out. We are here to help you along your career journey. If you're thinking about side hustles, business, or even real estate, go check out my personal page at Kasey D'Amato, and I talk about all those fun things over there. All right, everybody, have a great day, and we'll see you next time.